nothing about policy, nothing about what's actually happening, but the back and forth. Here's the reality. President Biden came out shortly after the assassination attempt and spoke to the nation. He spoke to the nation in the Oval Office. He's addressed this in an interview with Lester Holt. The reality is nobody, I don't care who you are, should be pleased with the assassination attempt on any American politician, whether it was Donald Trump, whether it was Gabby Giffords, whether it was Reagan or Ford or any other president. I don't care who you are. So all this back and forth is just dumb. Now, are there political differences? Are they ideological differences? Can we have that actual debate? Yes. Can we do that? But what is ridiculous is when it's, let's take a pause, and it's like, yeah, they're Marxists and then they're communists. That, Ben, is complete nonsense.
But let me ask you, Roland.
That is a political attack, though. That's not me saying that you're adjacent to a whole dictator who we consider one of the most evil people to exist.
Oh God!
Like we can't compare the two. It's not apples and oranges.
Bro, us saying you're a communist, that's cool compared to the big Hitler dog. Like we can say
that's a common political attack. Like you're a commie. Like come on now.
All right, let me ask you. Right, hang on, Ben. Roland, let me ask you the question that there was a lot of back and forth with Mehdi because I believe that Mehdi constantly was deflecting from wanting to accept that anyone on the left has ever done or said inflammatory, incendiary things, when obviously they have. Do you believe it is unhelpful to public discourse in America that people keep calling Trump the new Hitler?
Yes.
People call him Trump Hitler. Republicans did. It was unhelpful. What's unhelpful is when we do not have policy conversations. That is unhelpful.
But why can't you just answer that question? Why is it so hard to answer?
When we go racist and non-racist,
hang on, Ben.
You don't actually talk about what the actual issue is. That to me is silly. And then when you spend 40 minutes on just that one question versus what are the
but you won't answer it either. This question can be answered very quickly and we move on.
I answered it.
What?
I answered it.
Do you believe?
Now,
hang on. What was your? I missed it. What was your answer?
How did you miss it?
Martin, bro.
Should people call Trump the new Hitler? Yes or no?
Low key.
People shouldn't call Trump the new Hitler.
Okay.
If he quote Hitler, quote him.
Okay. Good. So he's not the new Hitler. It's wrong to do that. It's inflammatory.
He's basically like an emotional guy.
Do I believe he's dangerous? Yes.
No, that's not the question.
No. See, again, Piers.
It's not the question.
No, Piers.
It should be very straightforward.
No, Piers. You asked the question.
Is he the new Hitler? No. Should people stop calling him the new Hitler? Yes.
I've already answered it.
So people should stop calling him Hitler.
Okay. We're going to call him Trump. What's the next question, Piers?
I'll come to the next question now that you've answered. Fine.
After about 50 minutes. Great.
Fine. Yeah, but you know what? If Mehdi Hassan had answered that question like you did, it would have taken 2 minutes.
He did the same thing on PBD.
It's a waste of a conversation.
Actually, it's not. I actually think one of the it's actually not because the only way when a president of the United States who was president until 3.5 years ago, who may well be president again come November, when he is nearly assassanated. And it is widely accepted by everyone in American public discourse that the rhetoric used on both sides.
Because I have heard that tossed around that, Trump was almost assassinated by one of his fanboys. You know he was MAGA. Like I'm just like, that doesn't make any sense.
But when the dude voted, I ain't gonna lie, but when the shooter actually donated it to Biden, $15, they don't want to say that though.
Oh really?
Dead ass.
Oh see, I didn't even know that. That's crazy.
That's the
like
first
now
lie.
Still calling him MAGA, and you saying he's a Trump fanboy? He was a Republican. He was a conservative. It doesn't even make any sense.
But before we get into that, man, we'd like to get a word in from our sponsors, man, because it's time to say goodbye to Starbucks and let's say hello to Rumble's 1775 coffee. Unlike other brands, this is a coffee that backs up free speech and is unapologetic about it. Visit 1775coffee.com and use the promo code STUDIO40 to get 40% off any coffee subscription. The coffee comes in medium and dark roast. It also comes in pea berry, which is similar to canola coffee. In other words, this stuff is premium. Click the link in the live chat or the description, you can go directly to 1775 Coffee and use the promo code STUDIO40 to get 40% off today, man. Make sure to get you that coffee.
Let's go. W-Ad.
Sides now for a long period of time has got completely out of hand and may we don't know, but may well have played a part in influencing someone to try and put a bullet in his brain. I think it's a legitimate debate.
We have no idea what the motive was.
No.
We have no idea. None of this. Literally, none of this. We're making assumptions. And what I'm saying is that's nuts.
Okay, but do you accept, finally, before I move on to the other two panelists, finally, Roland, do you accept that it's actually legitimate to say that everyone should dial down the rhetoric?
It is legitimate for people to have policy discussions.
That's not my question.
It is nonsensical when people talk about violence.
Right.
I subscribe to the same position as Dr. King, as Reverend Dr. Jim Lawson, when it comes to the issue of nonviolence.
Let me bring in Elizabeth. Pipkin, be waiting patiently. Elizabeth, you've been down at the RNC convention. It's been extraordinarily united. I mean, I think that the obvious repercussions of this, you have a very fractured.
And that's what I was saying in the first stream. Let me know what you think on this set. Like, doesn't it seem like Trump has all the momentum and Biden has none? Like, this whole situation, as damaging as people may want to believe it is, I think it's more galvanizing than anything. It's really rallying more support for Trump.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. Like, if the Biden campaign was like a fighter, bro, and got the wind knocked out of his stomach. Like, it's done. It's gasping. It's breathing for air. It's looking for life. It's looking over in the corner like, nigga, what do I do? and the corner going over there looking like, bruh.
You on your own, Joe. Nah, matter of fact, the corner over there telling him, like, wrap it up, Joe. Bro. Like, throwing the towel. Joe's like, no, I got it. I'm going to keep going.
On your last breath, nigga?
Democrat Party, who can't work out what to do about Joe Biden, and are very split on that. But the Republicans now seem to have all rallied right behind Donald Trump, and there's a real spirit of unity there. I mean, do you believe that this is going to propel Trump back to the White House?
I certainly do. I heard you in the last segment as well think that, or say that you think Donald Trump will be the...
I've heard some people say it was staged.
It was glass. Yeah, because let's be real though. But let's be real. If Trump would have died that day, who else would have benefited but the Democrats? Like, nobody want to sit there and say that though. Nobody want to sit there and say, except here saying committee, that if Trump died, who would have benefited but the Democrats? Well, in China, but mostly the Democrats.
Oh shit.
So let's go.
The next president of the United States. I've thought that for quite some time now, and I think this weekend solidified that. I did not want this weekend to happen. I didn't want to get anything close to what we saw, but I think after what we saw this weekend, what we saw at the debate a few weeks ago, what we've seen in the polls, what we've seen with the approval ratings for this administration, I think it is pretty obvious right now that Donald Trump will most likely be the next president of the United States. This party is very united. Like you said, we've had a great few days here in Milwaukee. That's going to continue on.
Let's not get too cocky now. Like, and I'm not saying that to, downplay Trump's momentum, but I still be seeing a lot of support for Biden. Oddly enough,
it's a wrap.
Weirdly enough, bro.
Bro, we call them. Those are the never Trumpers. You feel me? It's like anything but Trump. A pickle over Trump. Pickle Rick over Trump.
I ain't heard that, but I have heard that anything but Trump though. Man, Pickle Rick is hilarious though.
On through his speech tomorrow, I think he is even a changed man after what we saw. I think people will see the side of Donald Trump maybe that they've been missing for a few years now, but I truly echo what you've been saying in this panel and previously. We need to tone it down, admit our wrongs, admit our mistakes, admit that this country must come first, put the future of our country first, put the negativity behind us, and propel Donald Trump, the only man for the job, into the White House.
Since you say that you think he's changed, I mean, it'd be hard to imagine somebody not changing when they've come that close to death. It was a staggering, miraculous escape. Trump has, I'm sure he wouldn't deny this.
Bro, and to say his stage is really like low IQ, I'm not even gonna lie. He was inches away from a fatal shot.
Bro, other people died. So you tell me Trump got two of his own supporters like taken out the game, unalive? It's crazy. It's like, y'all sound crazy.
Even if you want to say the supporters being targeted was just collateral damages, I'm just like, the assassination on Trump specifically, like, bro, your ear,
Come on.
inches, bro, the margin of error for that shot, to say it's staged, You'd have to be beyond professional.
And if it was glass, why are we here breaking the glass? Why are we here gunshots? Like,
Shade room. Come on now.
Bro, what's wrong with them bitches?
He's been extremely vocal since he became a politician in a very aggressive way, often a very mean-spirited way, often a lot of trash talking, often quite dangerous rhetoric. Is part of the evolution of Trump Mark II, if you like, if he was to get the White House back. Are we going to see a different, more unifying president? Because it seems to me America is crying out for a bit more unity. And I think America was shocked to its core by what happened last weekend and wants a different Trump and wants a different Joe Biden and wants a different lineup of politicians prepared to say, you know what, enough of this. We have to get back to a place where we can be a more civilized democracy.
I completely agree. It's sad for me, Piers. I wanted to yell at you since I saw you roll your eyes at Susan Boyle like 15 years ago. And now we finally connect and we agree on literally everything. I could not agree more. I think the country is desperate for change. Let's not forget, not only was Donald Trump nearly
I don't
assassinated.
think you want to agree with anybody on literally everything.
Come
Like,
on now.
Come on now. What, y'all twins or some shit?
But we did lose an American life on Saturday. We lost a hero.
Unless he's trying to riz up Piers.
Died protecting his family at the rally. He woke up that day just wanting to support a man.
You say the girls like a little salt and pepper.
I'm done.
Who he believed should be the next president of the United States and ended up not coming home that day. My family comes from the former Soviet Union. These are the kind of things that happen in those countries. This is not what happens in this country. And this is a moment for all of us to realize that we need to take a step back, think about what we've said, what we've done these last few years, and realize that America must come first. Our safety and our unity has to come first. And I think that is on the forefront of Donald Trump's mind right now.
Okay, let me bring in Jake Bro. Now, Jake, I think you and I share a view that one of the most important things for whoever wins this election is going to be the ongoing defense of Ukraine in terms of supplying them with the weaponry and ammunition they need to repel the Russian invaders who illegally invaded their country. But if J.D. Vance, his appointment as Trump's VP, is anything to send a signal, it's going to be a signal very worrying to President Zelensky in Ukraine, because he's made it very clear that he does not think America should be helping Ukraine at all.
White boys, Ohio niggas, man, we just been doing well.
And the likelihood of this impacting Ukraine's ability to win that war, or to at least stop the Russians continuing to advance.
I'm very concerned. Our European partners are devastated at hearing that J.D. Vance was picked by Donald Trump. J.D. Vance is the most anti-Ukraine and pro-Russian politician in the United States Senate. I went back to just give him a fair shake. I watched his 30...
He said he's a Putin supporter. It's crazy. The shots.
Well, he was anti-Trump up until a few years ago.
Yeah, that is true, though, and I definitely went over that. We did go over JD's past. Go search the videos.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Make sure to play that back.
4-minute speech on the Senate floor back in April, before he voted for foreign aid to our allies, Israel, Taiwan, and now Ukraine. And J.D. Vance just repeats Kremlin propaganda, stating that by helping Ukraine, we're going to trigger World War III. He went on some weird tangent that Zelensky is oppressing Christians and that this is going to lead to some kind of devastating Christian refugee because of some bizarre...
of them arresting people that are in ministry. Like, it's not hard to see.
So the FSB controls the Eastern Orthodox Church of Russia. Patriarch Kirill of Moscow is a former KGB agent. So Putin uses the church in Russia to control the people. Putin's an atheist. He doesn't believe in God.
Whoa! Yo! Their whole country is based on Orthodox Christian belief. Nah, bro, that's straight cap. That's straight cap, bro.
He's saying he uses the thought that he's Orthodox Christian to manipulate his people?
That's a straight cap. Like, bro, now it's like it's the villainization of Trump and Putin at this point.
Oh, man. They both that bad guy from Germany, I guess.
Use the Eastern Orthodox Church of Russia inside of Ukraine as a spy network. So I 100% support the Ukrainians' decision to push out the Russian Eastern Orthodox Church when Russia has declared war on Ukraine.
It's not the only people they've
and they're committing a genocide.
Let me ask Ben Ferguson. Ben, you and I have
Ukraine, man, they're persecuting Christians.
I remain utterly bemused why the conservative right in America now has a lot of people who do not think that defending freedom and democracy around the world.
Yeah, bro, there's Nazis in Ukraine. They're persecuting Christians in Ukraine. Like, I ain't gonna.
Oh, the neo-Nazis.
Yeah, bro, and that was one of Putin's main things, because Putin was like, bro, they're really messing with like basically people who are of my religion and all that good stuff. When you're a strong Christian like Putin is, you damn near, and they're damn near Russian ethnicity. Come on, bro, they're like his brothers at that point, and he willing to die about it.
Not to mention, like we always say, most Ukrainians are ethnically Russian.
I forgot about that, though.
Thing that America should be doing, given it's the world's #1 superpower. When did you guys stop wanting to defend freedom and democracy? It couldn't be a bit better example than Ukraine, a sovereign democratic country in Europe, being illegally invaded by a Russian dictator.
Man, we might have to.
When was the last time Zelensky had an election?
I want to say some shit.
We've only been president a few years.
All right, we got Rumble over.
How many elections have they said they're going to cancel?
And that makes sense. Back on YouTube?
Yeah, I just had to, get that off my chest.
All right, we're back. It looked nice.
All right.
To save us from getting canceled, we got to do that type of stuff.
W Rumble Studio. Hard ass feature. Back to the show.
Hang on, everybody. Hang on.
Sounds like deflection.
Hang on. I agree with you, Roland, and he is deflecting. Let me ask you this, Ben.
No, I'm not. I'm not deflecting.
Let me ask you a question. Right, it's this. In the first Gulf War, Kuwait was invaded by Saddam Hussein, and America and Britain and other allies raced to kick him out. They weren't even a member of NATO, right? And everyone on the conservative right agreed with that. General Storming Norman Schwarzkopf was a national hero for leading the repelling of the invaders, right? How is the conservative right in America, and you're one of